Moderador tiene la palabra.
Okay, welcome everyone to the debate of Michael Scott from the office. Let's begin with the call attendance. First of all, team in favor, Camila Gomez.
Present.
Carla Fernandez.
Here.
David Gutierrez.
Present.
Fernando Colque.
Present.
Franklin Arancibia. Freddy Céspedes.
Here.
Gabriela Santander.
Present.
Milena Rivas.
Present.
And team against, Adriana Guamán.
Present.
Carlo Franco.
Present.
Cristian Abasto.
Present.
Fernando Rojas.
Present.
Ignacio Vizcarra. Luis Escobari. Ninel Guardia.
Present.
Natalia Barea.
Present.
Roselín Silvestre. We're going to start team in favor. Your costume. You have 5 minutes to explain. Fernando, you have the word.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon, Michael Scott's a complex and contradictory character, but he's also a person with many positive qualities. About his virtues, he's a characteristic and motivating leader. Michael knows how to inspire his employees and bring out the best in them. He's able to demonstrate a positive and fun work environment, which contribute to the productivity and well-being of the company.
Carla, you have the word.
Michael Scott emerged as a character whose leadership style, though unconventional, exhibits a distinct blend of resilience, emotional intelligence, and genuine commitment to fostering a positive work environment. His willingness to take risks, combined with his persistent desire to connect with his team, suggests an adaptability that transcends traditional managerial norms. And throughout the series, we can see that it's evident that against the odds, he manages to inspire and then on his own distinct way.
Camila, you have
Well, we believe that Michael Scott demonstrates charismatic leadership since he has charisma, uses humor, and friendly attitude to connect with his employees. He also seeks approval and wants to be appreciated by his team. He also demonstrates laissez-faire leadership, as at times Michael takes a let-it-do-it approach, appearing detached from the daily operations of the office and allowing his team to handle tasks independently.
Luis, you have the word.
To add to Michael Scott, is to know that he shows himself empathy and social sensitivity. Michael shows genuine empathy and concern for his employees. He reflects his ability to understand and share the feelings of others, and this is an important skill talking about emotional intelligence.
Okay. You have 2 minutes for your position. You want to yield the time? Yes.
First of all, we would like to ask for the resource number 14. And we want to start by recognizing that the character of Michael Scott, as in the television series, is someone very well known, loved, entertaining, and funny. However, what's important to analyze is whether is it possible someone like Michael Scott can be a leader in real life. And for us, Michael Scott is the leader we should avoid being. On the screen, you will see some Reddit posts analyzing Michael Scott in real life. In one comment, a human resources professor, admits that Michael is the boss we should not follow. Other comments admit that even though they like the character, they know that Michael Scott is a boss, as a boss in real life is useless. So we want to emphasize that. In the reality, Michael Scott is the leader we should avoid being.
Natalia?
Please, could you put the result number 19? Michael Scott, as an office leader, reveals inefficiency in an disorganization, creating a hostile environment with his inappropriate behavior. His narcissistic nature damages morale and productivity, and his lack of technical and emotional skills affect his leadership ability. We are based on level 5 of leadership defined in the book Desarrollando el Marco de Visión by teacher Pablo, where in contrast to his leadership that prioritizes the success of the company, Michael lacks ambition and commitment to the well-being of the team. His autocratic style decreases productivity and desmotivates employees. Immaturity evidenced by his impulsiveness results and neutral decisions that negatively impact office dynamics and performance. In short, his counterproductive leadership affects motivation and productivity compounded by her lack of listening, understanding, context seeking of approval, and inherently his inclination toward the mutual decisions due to his maturity.
Mauricio?
Okay, I would like to ask for resource number 18, please.
No.
Here we can see that Amazon itself emphasizes that Michael Scott is the worst leader a company could have. Also, we want to emphasize certain points, such as that Michael Scott is an incompetent leader since he does not demonstrate the skills or knowledge necessary to run a company. His decisions are often impulsive and uninformed, and his actions end up harming the company. Adding, Michael Scott is a manipulative leader as he often uses his position of power to manipulate his employees into doing what he wants, which can lead to a toxic work environment.
Thank you, teams. Now we are going to start with the first question. How would you describe Michael Scott's leadership style in the office? Is he an effective leader, and why or why not?
First, I would like to answer the question by paraphrasing a phrase that Michael said once. It's, I know how to delegate and my team does more work when I am not here. The same amount of work is done whether I am here or not. So this shows us basically that a leader with multiple flaws and weaknesses who runs the most successful branch of the other paper company creates a strong relationship with his team. This is the leadership style that's going to prioritize verbal messages over non-verbal ones. This emphasizes the authentic dimensions of personal relationships, showing a caring heart with almost all of its employees. So here we found many positive aspects of leadership, always longing to have successful, outgoing, and spontaneous team. An influential leader who fosters a positive environment through motivation, innovation, and of course, teamwork.
Thank you. Adriana?
Well, in our case, we think that Michael Scott tends to make unilateral decisions. This shows his autocratic leadership style. Michael has a tendency to make decisions without consulting others or taking their opinions into account. And we believe that good leaders involve their employees if they should involve their employees in decision-making process, and they should consider their perspectives.
Natalia?
To complement his leadership, is efficient and disorganized. Michael is a manager who often produces papers for important dates and makes promises that he cannot keep. This can cause stress and frustration on his employees. And also, we believe that he's a bad leader. Michael is not a good role model for his employees. He is untrustworthy, unorganized, and unprofessional. This can make it difficult for his employees to feel motivated and engaged on their work.
Thank you. Freddie, you have the...
Please, I want to share the resource number 4.
Michael, in order to expedite these negotiations, we are prepared to make you a very generous offer.
And we are prepared to reject that offer.
Michael, you haven't even heard.
Never accept their first offer. What is your second offer?
$12,000.
Are you kidding me? That is insultingly low. I don't even want to hear what your first offer was.
What do you hear?
Here's the situation. Your company is 4 weeks old. I know this business. I know what suppliers are charging. I know you can't be making very much money. I don't know how your prices are so low, but I know it can't keep up that way. I'm sure you're scared, probably in debt. It's the best offer you're going to get.
I'll see your situation and I'll raise you a situation. Your company is losing clients left and right. You have a stockholder meeting coming up and you're going to have to explain to them why your most profitable branch is bleeding. So they may be looking for a little change in the CFO. So I don't think I need to wait out Dunder Mifflin. I think I just have to wait out you.
Okay, now I don't know that I can get this. I do have to go to the board for approval. How's about $60,000? $60,000. Michael.
What the dogs?
What?
We're gonna have to talk
We're gonna
about
have to talk
this.
just amongst ourselves.
Okay, no, please take the room. We are outside. Take your time.
Oh my God, oh my God.
$60,000.
We are so rich.
So you've thought it over, yes, and you accept our offer. We can finally put this whole thing behind us?
No.
Can you give us another minute, please?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
How could you do this to me, Michael? You just cost me $60,000.
Oh,
Why are you assuming you'd get the whole thing?
it's a lot of money, okay? But we need money coming in every week. We need jobs. Wouldn't you rather have a fishing pole than a fish?
I would rather have $60,000, honestly.
No, Michael's right. Jobs are safer.
Agreed?
Agreed. But that's all, okay?
Yeah, discuss these things, please.
Hello? I want my old job back. I want my old parking space back. I want a Sebring.
They don't make him anymore.
And I want Charles gone.
I'm not firing Charles. He's very valuable.
That's very kind of you to say, David.
I need him gone.
No.
Okay, then I want Pam back.
You already have a new receptionist. I know,
Sales.
Thank you.
right? Pam's not a salesperson.
Yes, she is. At the Michael Scott Paper Company, in its heyday.
That's right.
Okay. Please continue.
And Ryan.
Ryan cost Dunder Mifflin hundreds of thousands of dollars, Michael.
You know
Ryan.
what? David, I don't care if Ryan murdered his entire family. He is like a son to me.
Do you realize what you're asking for here? You're talking about salary plus health benefits.
And dental
plus
this time.
insurance, taxes, Social Security for 3 people. This is a heck of a lot more than 60 grand. You're talking about a multi-million-dollar buyout.
These are our demands.
Your company cannot be worth that much.
Our company is worth nothing. That's the difference between you and I. Business isn't about money to me, David. If tomorrow my company goes under, I will just start another paper company, and then another, and another, and another. I have no shortage of company names.
Michael.
That's one of them. Yes. These are our demands. This is what we want. Our balls are in your court.
Okay. Deal. Okay?
Can we have the room, please?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes! Can you believe it? Oh, yes! 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 Right here. That's what I'm talking about.
Remember that all humans are complex beings and have personal challenges, just like Michael Scott. You may think it was a waste of time to show you this video, but I think it was necessary, so that together we can appreciate that Michael Scott has a tendency to be a natural leader all the time and in complicated situations, because he demonstrates loyalty, control of the situation in front of outsiders, and unmatched ability to negotiate. Perhaps he is a little stubborn and dramatic, but that is the quality of this character. That was she said.
Thank you. Camila, you have the word.
Please, I need the resource number 5. Well, here I want to highlight that an excellent leader not only recognizes the individual abilities and tastes of his employees, but also strives to foster an environment where they can develop and reap what they are most passionate about. And also Michael Scott in the office stands out how he is focused on the well-being of his team and his ability to support the individual attitudes. That's why I want to ask the team against, would a bad leader act in this way? That's all.
Thank you. Luis, you have the word.
Okay. Michael Scott from the office, talking about at the beginning of the day, the other one is talking about narcissism and manipulating a person. But Michael Scott, he cares about others, and narcissism only cares about themselves. And to the question I want to ask, what is narcissism and why could Michael Scott could be considered a narcissist and a manipulator person?
Alex, you have the word.
Okay, I am against of these observations of Michael Scott because, as you see in the video, you could see his immaturity, impulsiveness, and the ability to handle the conflict. I want to ask the other group how you define as a leader if he had all these characteristics.
Thank you. David, you have the word.
Well, furthermore, whatever mistakes he may have as a person, Michael has proven to be an effective leader when it comes to being there when he needs to be there. And under his management, the fictitious office of the series has won major contracts of businesses, such as increasing the level of sales to Utica in more than one occasion, organizing successful events, such as the casino party. Besides being a person who cares about the people in his charge, he motivates them, teaches them, and makes sure that they win too. Therefore, besides being a charismatic leader, he is a transformational one.
Thank you. Fernando, you have the word.
I would like to ask for the resource number 9.
You are. Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be If I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
No. That's not.
This is the worst. This is the worst. You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it. Hey.
Nope.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause, Michael.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
Michael, you still can't make fun of people for race or gender or sexual orientation or religion.
Who let the lemon head into the room? You are a waste of life, and you should give up.
We can do this with more privacy.
So you can molest me? Okay, I don't think so. We're gonna leave the blinds open so everybody can see what a big failure you are.
I don't really think people are in the laughing mood.
Why are you here? I didn't even invite you to my birthday party.
I work here.
Okay, all right.
Man, someone doesn't like HR.
Yeah.
What did you do to him?
Nothing.
No, he tortured me with his awfulness.
I would like to say that Michael Scott's attitude towards the employees is very consistent. And it's good how he created a lot of fun and sack. But what about Toby? Michael Scott's attitude towards Toby in the office is a clear evidence of how he does not treat all his employees like family. Michael openly despises Toby, the human resources manager, and often shows a clear dislike towards him. This is not based on Toby's performance, but rather on a personal problem of Michael. In a work environment, what is truly considered a family, is necessary a certain level of respect and appreciation towards to all team members. And regardless of personal differences, Michael does not extend that respect to Toby, suggesting that his approach is very selective and not everyone is treated equally.
Thank you. Adriana, you have
Thank you. In this case, I want to ask.
I don't think we need to
Because this is an image that I want you people to remember for a long time to come. Whenever you come into the office, I want you to think about this.
We don't need to.
Yes, we do.
What?
Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. Oh.
We believe that an important aspect of leadership is to be sensitive. In the video, we can clearly see that Michael is totally insensitive. Jokes and pranks often cross the line and can be insensitive to those around him. Even though he might have a good intention behind, his comments and his actions tend to make an uncomfortable environment in the work and for the people he works with. We believe that leaders must be aware of how their words and actions impact others and must always treat employees with respect and dignity.
Said something that wasn't true, and it's that Michael Scott is a role model, but actually he has prior sales experience and makes him a role model for others. He calls meetings to listen to his team, provide them with the space to participate, empathize, and enhance the transparency of information. He tries to motivate a team aware of believing in a place where basically competition can kill them. But the most important thing is that he tries to build relationships and seeks to reward all his members. So I'm not gonna defend the fact that sometimes he can go a little bit too far with all he tries to do. But actually, the fact that he's trying to do that, and the reason why many people think that he's like an accurate leader is because he's transparent. And he shows basically that even though you can be reserved and you have the best intention, you're not going to reach it, but you're trying it. And let's also mention the fact that, yes, he uses ineffective methods of communication sometimes, but at the same time, he's able to create positive situations where he's going to turn the tables into his favor. So I think that's exactly what a good leader would do.
Thank you. Carla, you have to go.
Thank you. So I just want to answer the question that Alex just made. And I just want to say that Michael Scott, of course, being a leader, he has to face many challenges and setbacks. But What is important to remember is that Michael remains persistent in his role as a leader, and his resilience shows a commitment to his position and to refuse to give up, and also to impulse the team to look forward and move.
Natalia, you have the word.
I want to answer the question that Charlie made. We believe that Michael Scott is a complex and contradictory character, and there is evidence that suggests that he has a narcissistic and manipulative traits. Narcissism is a personality disorder characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance and excessive need for admiration and lack of empathy. Michael Scott displays several narcissistic traits, including such as egocentrism, demand for attention, and lack of empathy. He's constantly talking about himself and his achievements to the other employees. He's constantly needing attention and approval for others, and he's unable to see perspectives from others. And talking about manipulation, manipulation is the use of persuasion or coercion to control another person's behavior. And Michael Scott displays several manipulative traits, including gaslighting, exploitation, and lies. Gaslighting, such as how we saw in the video. He often makes his employees feel guilty or insecure, or even lowers their self-worth. Michael uses his employees to satisfy his own needs, and he often lies to his employees to get what he wants.
Thank you. Rosalind, you have the word.
Okay, so I just want to add something, is that with the two last videos that we saw, I think that we all were able to notice the lack of professionalism and maturity that this character shows. Michael Scott frequently displays a childlike and unprofessional demeanor, engaging in inappropriate jokes, pranks, and personal antics that disrupt the work environment and undermine his authority. He often fails to take his role seriously, prioritizing his own amusement over the needs of his employees and the success of the company.
Thank you. Milena, you have the word.
Okay, so we think that Michael is a charismatic and enthusiastic leader who is able to motivate and inspire his employees. As we can watch the video, he helped Pam to get his scholarship to your college. He's always positive and update, and he has a knack of making people to feel good about themselves. He's a leader who compliments the achievement of others and helps them to improve if there is something wrong. He genuinely cares about his employees and wants them to succeed. He's always willing to go an extra mile for them, and he always be to lend a helping hand.
Thank you. Luis, you have the word.
Okay, to defend Michael Scott against accusations of narcissism and manipulation, I will talk about some books. Okay. First, the empathy Michael Scott shows, talking about emotional intelligence by Danny Gorman. Michael Scott shows empathy. He cares about others and the other things. Narcissism is a characteristic of lack of empathy. Michael clearly shows he's not a narcissist. Point number 2, admitting mistakes. Mistakes were made, but not by me, by Carol Travis. Talk about admit faults. Narcissists don't admit mistakes. Michael does. Number 3, value of relationships. David Morris in Social Psychology says good relationships need mutual respect. Michael values his team. He puts their needs first sometimes. And number 4, the good intentions. The surprising truth about what motivates us by Daniel Pink. Motivation is important. Michael's actions are to make others happy. And I want to answer the other group to provide arguments using psychological books or arguments and examples as to why Michael Scott could be considered a narcissist. Also, could you identify moments where he engaged in gaslighting and explain what is gaslighting, because I think that we didn't know. They doesn't know what is gaslighting right now.
Thank you. Carla?
Thank you. So, despite his occasional intensity or crossing some boundaries, as the Jim against is saying. Michael possesses a genuine sense of empathy. He can understand how important is creating emotional and personal connections in the workplace, and he's actively seeking to create a supportive and inclusive environment. So this is what a leader is going to do to foster trust, loyalty, and sense of belonging within the team.
I would like to ask for the resource number 1. Basically answering that generations of the statements of empathy of safety workplace or in other workspace, but because in the video you will see that that's not true, at least with the warehouse employees.
Sometimes you have to take a break from being the kind of boss that's always trying to teach people things. Sometimes you have to just be the boss of dancing.
Said a great leader. That's Michael Scott for you from our favorite show, The Office. Look closely and you could draw some really inspiring leadership lessons from it. Even though Michael Scott is seen as immature and chaotic, he is undeniably a good boss. Some might even say the best boss.
Best boss I ever had.
Number 1. Value your employees. Michael Scott once said,
In the end, life and business are about human connections.
Michael Scott genuinely cared for his team and saw potential in all of them. Well, almost all of them.
Nobody cares.
Great leaders value their employees, appreciate their efforts, and contribution for the company. Number 2. Be an inspiration.
Never, ever ever give up.
Michael Scott is a fearless and confident leader who always inspires others. Michael puts himself out there. He tries to motivate in his unique ways. Number 3, show your appreciation. Michael loved appreciating his team. He even organized his own award night called the Dundies to appreciate everyone. Thank you or a job well done can go a long way. Number 4, think outside the box. Michael Scott was creative and always thought outside the box. His creativity and enthusiasm was evident when the Scranton branch was asked to participate in a Dunder Mifflin ad. Leaders are creative in how they adapt in a world that is changing rapidly. Now that's a leader.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
When Darryl confronts Michael about forming a union, the disconnect between the branch manager and the warehouse employees becomes clear. Darryl, by expressing "you don't understand us, you don't feel us, how could you?" directly points out Michael's lack of empathy towards his team concerns and needs. This lack of understanding highlights a fundamental gap in the relationship between the management and the employees in the warehouse. So I would like to ask the other team, why Michael reject those employees in the warehouse?
Thank you. David, you have to.
It should also be mentioned that although the dynamic of the office is highly criticized by the team against him, it has been shown on several occasions that the people around him value him, and that even the people with whom he may get along regularly also see him as a leader who has done great things for the office. And so it has been seen the times in which, as a group, they organized his farewell and the gifts that each one gave him, as well as how he is treated in his return at Dwight's wedding.
You have.
Thank you. I would like to ask for the result number 8. In this scene, Michael does not create a family atmosphere. In fact, he literally treats them like babies. His approach is invasive and unpleasant for some employees. The fact that you lock your employees away from getting sensitive information suggests more a lack of boundaries and sensitivity. I think happen to create a family atmosphere. Instead of promoting cohesion and mutual support, Michael often uses events like this to attract attention and satisfy his need to be at the center of attention. This specific action of locking up your employees and revealing personal details does not reflect respectful management or creating a positive family work environment. On the contrary, it shows a lack of understanding of professional boundaries and contributed to an uncomfortable office environment, causing one of your employees to quit, and he almost doesn't care what kind of family treatment that is.
Thank you. Natalia, you have.
Okay. As you said before, it is true that he shows kindness and affection towards employees, but I want to ask a question. What do you think about Michael's lack of technical, emotional, and communication skills? What do you think it is? Do you think it is compensated by the positive aspects that he showed us in his leadership?
Gabriela, you have to.
Yeah, I want to ask for the resource number 2, please.
Michael Scott. He's inappropriate. He's clueless a lot of the time. But you know what he evolves into is someone who is compassionate, and he becomes a good leader.
I think that he already had like his good moments, right? But there was a lot of bad moments covering the good moments.
I think that's true to life, though. That's why it's so good. That's why it's funny and people like
kind
him
of relatable.
so much. There's a quote for him. He says, "I used to be afraid of being alone. Now I'm scared that I won't be able to keep the friends that I have made made. Not that I'm lonely, it's just that I'm afraid of what I'll do if I'm not busy all the time. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I need to be okay with it because life isn't just about work and being busy. It's about people you love and the connections you make. And I finally understand that. I finally understand what really matters.
Okay, that's
and
a
that's
pretty good
so
quote.
good.
No, that's a pretty good quote.
At the very end of The Office, when he comes back for Dwight's wedding, you see that too.
Okay, I would like to point out that in that chapter, first, Tim again said that it doesn't create a good space to be in, but I think it does. In one chapter, there's a rumor that the office was about to close and lay off a lot of personnel, and Michael played this game with all his teammates in the office, and so he could hide the fact that this rumor and the climax of the chapter reached at a point where Michael yelled to a guy to let him play in peace. And he realized that everyone wasn't enjoying the game. So he explains his own words when a ship is sinking, parents try to row and do everything possible to survive. However, a father plays with children to make them see that everything is fine and calm them down. He's always the best when he doesn't try to be the best, and that's one of the reasons why I think he's a good leader. The fact he's relatable, and of course Michael is not the boss that everyone is asking for, but it's a boss that is gonna take care of the employees. And also I would like to share one of my favorite quotes of the series. That's what is the most important thing for a company? The money generates the inventory? No, it's his.
Thank you. Adriana?
Thank you. Well, I wanted to refute something that David mentioned before about the good work in the office. In this case, something that characterized Michael is that he ignores company policies. Michael has a tendency to ignore company policies and procedures, which can create chaos and undermine the authority of management. We also think that good leaders follow company policies and set a positive example for the rest of the team. So considering this point, I want to ask a question for the team in favor. And if you believe that a good leader should follow the company's policies or should just ignore them as Michael do.
Thank you.
About the empathy the other group said about Michael Scott. And the lack of empathy means not understanding others' feelings, but making a mistake doesn't always mean to lack empathy. The psychologist Carl Rogers said the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. This means we all make mistakes, and it's okay. It's a part of being humans, and we can still care about others. And I want to question the other group, what do you think about this phrase?
Thank you. Fernando?
In order to answer Luis' statement, I would like to use the resource number.
Oh, Michael.
Yes.
That's what we've been trying to tell you, Mike. It's serious down there. We do dangerous stuff, man. This is shenanigans, foolishness, Nerf ball. You live a sweet little nerfy life, sitting on your biscuit, never having to risk it.
Okay.
But in this case, Michael repeats the same mistakes more than one time with the same employees of the warehouse. So this is a clear situation where an aspect of Michael Scott that he has a lack of empathy, especially with employees' warehouse, not only mistake.
Thank you. So I think it's important to keep in mind that being a leader is to take tough decisions and difficult decisions, and these decisions are not going to like everyone in the office or in the place everybody's working. So I think this is the case that happened in the warehouse with the employees. Probably Michael has made a tough decision for them, but it's been part of being a leader. And also, despite his difficult decisions, many of his employees in the office, such as Pam or Jim, credit him for his personal or professional growth.
Thank you. David, you have the word.
Thank you. Answering the question made by Team in Favor, We think that yes, indeed, those moments where he makes mistakes are easily covered by the concerned and considerate person he is with his coworkers and the business achievement he has had. Besides, it is known that to be a good leader, it is not necessary to be perfect. Great leaders in history have achieved changes and objectives, even when they had moments when they were questioned and criticized.
So the team against said Michael had this narcissistic behavior. But actually, during the whole time, he had to have like this self-confidence because it's crucial when you're leading a big. You're basically doing what he's doing for Dublin. So if you watch the series, you know that there was nothing that Michael Scott couldn't do, at least in his own eyes. But of course, he had moments where he was nervous, but he always maintained confidence in himself and his employees. As a company leader, it is essential. Every leader must listen to his employees. This boss had many obvious defects, but there was something that made him special. And that was this leader was always exemplary. Listening to his employees in the thousands of meetings that were organized was very important to him. So this means that he also was able to validate the opinion of those who work, and you can teach the other perspectives, so that you are maybe not be seen. But this also helps the work environment and being participating in the ideas and actions keep collaborators motivated.
Thank you. Fernando, you have to.
To add on to you.
Oh no.
What?
I'm going with him. Michael, wait! I'm coming with you.
You are?
Yeah.
Pam went with Michael to do another company, as we can see in the video. First, he showed her that he believed in her and her talent. This gave Pam the confidence she needs to believe in herself and her abilities. Michael offered Pam the opportunity to work with him. Pam and Michael have a very close relationship, and Pam has always admired Michael as a leader and mentor. The opportunity to work with him on a new venture was very exciting for Pam.
Thank you. Mauricio?
And the other group says that those in the warehouse are the only ones who suffer from Michael's leadership. But in the office, his employees feel the same way, especially top and fields. That's why I would like to ask for the resource number 10.
It's just like so creepy.
What's happening?
Oh, some guy exposed himself to Phyllis in the parking lot.
Really? Is she okay?
Yeah, Bob Vance took her for a walk to calm down.
Okay. Phyllis, you say?
What is so funny?
I mean, did he even see Pam? Or, Karen from behind?
I'm guessing not.
I'm sorry. It's pretty funny when you think about it.
Oh, not really, no.
It's disgusting and demeaning.
Oh, okay. Masters of comedy. A guy dropped his pants. Have you ever been to the circus? Okay. He's back! Okay.
Hey, what's going on? There's a police car and
What? Oh.
what's going on?
Oh, Phyllis got flashed. It's,
I don't think laughing about it's an appropriate response.
Oh, come on. We were laughing at Phyllis, but she's not even here, so no harm, no foul.
I don't think the women in this office...
Incidentally, where were you during all of this? Maybe you're the flasher.
I was at a parent-teacher conference.
Uh-huh. Prove it. Let's see your penis. You know, as that was coming out of my mouth, I knew that it was wrong.
A lack of sensitivity to the personal experience of employees and demonstrates a lack of leadership in times of difficulty and negates the idea that Michael treats his employees like family. Michael's lover and joking contributes to an unprofessional work environment and demonstrates a lack of ability to appropriately handle sensitive situations. Instead of offering support and protecting the well-being of his team. Michael Scott perpetuates an environment where employees' personal experience are laughed at, undermining trust and respect in the workplace.
Thank you, teams. Now let's move on to the conclusions. You have 1 minute to prepare your answers and 3 minutes to explain. Please. Christian, you're
we recognize that Michael Scott is a very well-known, beloved, entertaining, and funny character in the television series The Office. However, it was in this debate we tried to write leadership lessons to the real world. Michael Scott, as a comic character fiction, works, but as a leader in the real world, it doesn't. We can simply rescue leadership lessons such as an appropriate use of games and jokes at work, or how to manage personal relationships at work. But for us, Michael Scott is the example that we should not follow, and they are the techniques that we should not adopt 100%. The best leadership lesson that we get from Michael Scott is that in the real world we should avoid adopting Michael Scott's management style, and we learn from his mistakes and bad practices. Thank you.
Further explanation, we believe that this autocratic style of leadership that Michael has is not good for working in an office. We believe that he also characterized because of his bad behavior. He's totally unprofessional for work. And we believe that a leader should make a good environment for work. So we perfectly believe that it's not a good thing.
Thank you. Adrian?
John, I'd like to say Michael Scott is not considered an effective leader because of his deficiencies in decision making, communication, and the creation of a professional work environment. While his intentions may be positive, his leadership approach is totally ineffective. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Team in favor?
Okay. In conclusion, Michael Scott's leadership style is all about caring for his team. Despite his funny and sometimes odd ways, he truly wants everyone to feel included and valued. His friendly and outgoing nature helps everyone feel like they belong, encourage teamwork and creativity, even though he can make mistakes. Michael teaches us that being kind and supportive is really important for a leader.
Thank you. Emiliana, you have...
Michael Scott is an effective leader due to his charisma, having natural weaknesses to take risks, able to laugh at himself, personal growth, resilience, and empathy. His unconventional style leaves a lasting impression on his employees, making him memorable and enduring a leader. His leadership style is unconventional, but does not make it any less effective. Michael is able to connect with his employees on a personal level, create positive work environment, and motivate them to achieve their goals.
Thank you. Freddy, you have
To compliment, I just want to thank the other team for the videos they shared with us. Thank you, guys.
Okay, everyone mistakes behind them forever. Is that fair? Michael, like all of us, has the chance to learn and grow. So then we look at how he tries to improve, not just his past actions. We all hope for understanding and kindness when we make mistakes. How should we treat Michael? The other group judged by mistakes. Will they want to be remembered only for the heroes? And what do you think about Michael in his life?
Okay, thank you for participating in this forum. A round of applause, please.